Like in the video, they are in the middle of an airport and he is visibly trying to walk away and she's like pushing him and like hitting him in the middle of a fucking airport in broad daylight. Like, as someone that's quite literally afraid to even record myself in public.
Newly released footage shows the incident that led to the arrest of Dallas native and Olympian sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson. TMZ obtained some surveillance footage of the incident, which happened late last month.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she has, like, things that she needs to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And, I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And, like,
so Sha'Carri Richardson didn't just get suspended. She got a raise from Team USA in a single email. No warning, no sympathy, just you're done. And the reason? A leaked, uncut video that shows exactly what happened with her boyfriend at the airport and why the league says this is a final straw. But now people are wondering who is lying, Shaw or her boyfriend Christian.
Yes, I do. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I do have my ID. Yeah, but I will definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I need to get my stuff out of his bag.
Are you guys on the same flight, or?
We are later on in the day because our flight ended up getting delayed. We supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled, so the flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m.-ish.
Okay.
So yeah, if you don't mind, can I step over here so I can check my ID?
That's fine.
Awesome, thank you.
So as you all know, Sha'Carri Richardson recently got arrested for allegedly putting her hands on her boyfriend while they were trying to catch a flight at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Now, she probably thought the whole thing would just blow over after the media attention died down. But boy was she wrong, because she just got the shock of her life, getting kicked off Team USA. And this time, it's not just a slap on the wrist. It's a full-blown cancellation, one that could ruin everything she has ever worked for in her life. Sha'Carri got the news through her agent, who simply forwarded the email from the USAF saying she was being granted an indefinite leave. In track and field terms, that's as good as getting a sack letter. No athlete comes back from an indefinite leave to the same career they had before. What really made it hit home for her wasn't the email itself. It was the tone of it. Director, no sympathy, no fluff, just straight up, you're hereby placed on a leave to take effect immediately. For Sha'Carri, that hit home. It wasn't just that she was being told to sit at home until the media frenzy died down. It was that the league had had enough of her, and they were making it clear that this was a final straw. But here's the thing. This recent airport arrest, it wasn't Sha'Carri's first time playing too close to the edge. She has a long list of prior transgressions that nearly cost her career. And looking back, it seems almost inevitable that she would end up getting kicked out for good. As you'll probably know, this isn't Sha'Carri's first rodeo with the league's disciplinary committee. Back in 2020, she got suspended from the Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for THC metabolites, a telltale sign of cannabis use. Next thing she knew, she was getting an email from the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency telling her she had to submit to a counseling program. But it didn't end there. She was also slammed with a 1-month suspension, resulting in her missing Olympic 100 meters. And just when she thought the worst was over, she realized she had also been kicked out of the women's 4x100 relay. At the time, there was uproar over the severity of the punishment Sha'Carri was given, especially because compared to other drugs, cannabis is pretty mild. It's been legalized almost everywhere. However, the organization made it clear that the punishment was very much justified because Sha'Carri's behavior was indicative of something even deeper. There had already been complaints from teammates about her behavior in training. Coaches had issues with her lack of respect for authority. Things like that aren't just one-off issues. They paint a pattern. So, it explains why none of her teammates in the women's category have jumped to her defense since this saga started. No statements, not even a tweet or an IG story. Just silence. And that silence, it says everything you need to know about how they feel. But here's the real question. Why has nobody ever exposed Sha'Carri before now? How did she manage to fool everybody into covering up for her? See, this is where it gets interesting. Sha'Carri's arrest was only the beginning of what turned out to be a very weird story. The first thing that tipped fans off that there was something weird going on there was the fact that just a few days after the arrest, Sha'Carri's boyfriend, Christian Coleman, came out in her defense, saying she didn't need to be arrested. For those who don't know, the whole reason she got arrested in the first place was that she was caught getting physical with him in public. So, the fact that the same boyfriend was coming out to support her just days after the arrest, that sent red flags flying sky high. In the video, you can clearly see Christian went on about how Sha'Carri wasn't really at fault. It was just a bad situation they found themselves in coming from a victim in this scenario. That's bad enough, but it's his body language that really gave it away. His fidgety, eyes are shifty, he seems uncomfortable about the questions, and he can barely even look into the camera.
Yes, I do. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I do have my ID. Yeah, but I will definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I needed to get my stuff out of his
Are you
bag.
guys on the same flight, or?
We are later on in the day because our flight ended up getting delayed. We supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled, so the flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m.-ish.
Okay.
So yeah, if you don't mind, can I step over here so I can check my ID?
That's fine.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, Sissy. Wait, you hear me, right? So this is the position that Christian Coleman puts me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. And that was something that I kind of grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my possession. But when it came to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that shows that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem, and walking up to you guys.
It's not
I'm
legal
not
to
hiding.
argue.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Was there any type of physical assault?
No, I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with anything.
The moment the video hit Twitter, it exploded. People started pointing out just how shady the whole thing looked. This user put it best. I think this is a great example of a DV victim defending and justifying his abuser's behavior. DV should never be tolerated in any circumstances. Now, what makes this even more interesting is that at this point, there were still many people defending Sha'Carri and even blaming Christian somehow. However, all those defenses flew out of the window the moment this next video dropped because it confirmed what everybody feared, but only few were able to say out loud. But before we get into that, it's important to remember that Sha'Carri had lied about her role in the whole altercation to begin with. At first, she acted like the whole thing was just a big misunderstanding, like it was just a regular boyfriend-girlfriend dispute that got too heated. But that was when the only thing people had to go on was a short clip from the moment when she arrested. It all started to make a little more sense when police released a full 15-minute video of the arrest, and it shows exactly how it all went down. For starters, you can immediately tell that Sha'Carri was super heated during the argument. At first, she acted all pleasant and like there was nothing wrong.